There are three definitions of the word marriage. The relationship between a husband and a wife, a similar relationship between people of the same sex, and a ceremony in which two people are married to each other. 15 years after I was born, interracial marriages became legal in the United States. The reaction of my family and friends to my relationship with Yehuda was very negative. Most of my friends, after we got married, most of my friends stopped associating with me altogether.
My friends that are my real friends, and I didn't even have anybody when I told people, like, shun me away and was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore. Like, all my friends accepted it, but my family is just awkward about it.
I think that within both of our families, not that they're completely opposed to, us dating, but that they don't fully understand, especially the older ones in our family. Like, for instance, my grandmother, she likes Sean. She loves him as a person, but in a whole, she'll tell you that she does not like white people.
You should be able to marry whoever you want. It shouldn't even matter to it shouldn't matter to an establishment. It shouldn't matter to the government who you decide to marry. To me, that's the equivalent to telling a black person and a white person they can't get married.
So when me and my husband first started dating, the kids across the street used to call me nigger lover. And when we were driving someplace in the car together, you know how a couple, they might snuggle up together, and I would try to lean on his shoulder, and he's like, don't sit next to me, get away from me. Go sit all the way on the other side by the window. I'm like, but why, Yehuda? He's like, I don't want anybody to think I'm dating you. They might try to lynch me or something,
I feel like people just need to give same-sex marriage, not marriages, but couples, like just more of a chance and take them more serious. Because for us, people don't really take us too serious because we're two girls and they don't think it's going to work. They just think we're like, messing around and then we're going to grow up and grow out of it. Like people at work, I've had them tell me like, this is just a phase. When you get older, you'll probably marry a guy and da-da-da-da.
And I think I notice people looking. If anything, it's more so like guys looking at her, but I think it's just because she's pretty. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, yeah, you get some looks every now and again, but I don't think it's anything serious. It's like, oh, there's an interracial couple, basically.
I didn't feel that I had a problem connecting with my children. I didn't think that there was a racial issue for me, although I think that there were racial issues for my children, because my children were young black men and young black women, and no matter how much I identified with them and I loved them, I had never been a young black woman, so there was a lot of things that I couldn't teach them about being black, and there's things that they really needed to know.
A child these days, no matter what, is difficult because one, financially, and you got to take care of them. But I feel like, yeah, there may be some people that would still maybe look at them in a different way, or like they might possibly be confused unless we, instill in them like, hey, you're both.
Any way you slice it, you got to teach your children right from wrong when they're young, and this world will become a better place to live in. It was really hard for me and my children, and I'm a grown person, so I'm okay with it being hard for me, but the fact that it was so hard for my children, that used to just break my heart every single day.
It's sad that it's even grouped in a category to where it has a title. And I do get really emotional about it because people are just so ignorant. People are really ignorant and rude when it comes down to it, and it's not something that we should be categorized. It's love, and that's all it is, and it doesn't matter what color. It doesn't even matter if they're interracial and they're not black and white. Just being in love with somebody should be a freedom, and people should stop persecuting people for it because it really hurts.
If it is unconstitutional to stop people from getting married because of the color of the skin, it should also be unconstitutional to stop them from getting married because of their sexual preferences. It's not the color of your skin, but it's who you are and what you do that makes a difference. Everywhere I look, I see interracial marriages and same-sex marriages, even on TV. And maybe it's not all positive, but at least it's there and we're having a dialogue about it, and that's how changes take place.